So, imagine this. You go into YouTube and see a new game that really looks familiar. Then you hit play on this new trailer, and wait a second. Haven't we seen this before? Robo-dinos everywhere, overgrown ruins. Except it's not Horizon. It's Tencent's Light of Motoram. How does the biggest publisher on the planet end up dropping what looks like a full-blown Horizon skin? Definitely a lawsuit is on its way. And on a different but somewhat related aspect, how will this new Tencent scandal affect their other owned of shared games like Warframe and Path of Exile? You all know that Tencent isn't some mid-tier outfit. It's one of the Godzilla, if not the kaiju king of game companies. Started in '98 with a humble chat app, now it owns Riot, Grinding Gear, chunks of Epic, Ubisoft, and even Warframe's digital extremes. Last week, its value floated around $600+ billion, bigger than Disney and Netflix combined. Money's great, but boy, do they carry baggage. European watchdogs keep poking their loot boxes, calling them gambling in disguise. The US even slapped them on a defense blacklist. So yeah, gamers flinch when they see the Tencent logo, and Sony just gave them one more reason. On July 25th, Sony files a 48-page lawsuit in California. They say Light of Motoram is a straight-up copy-paste of Horizon. Plot beats, art style, gameplay loops, even the marketing vibe. Sony claims Tencent ripped all of it. They're asking for at least $150,000 for every piece of Horizon content copied, and, more importantly, a court order to kill the release. Here's the kicker. Back in 2024, a Tencent branch, Aurora Studios, pitched a Horizon spin-off to Sony, but Sony said no. Fast forward a few months, another Tencent team, Polaris Quest, pops up with Light of Motoram. Same Huntress, same robo-animals, and outfits that look like Aloy, just toss them aside. It really feels and looks the same, but the only difference is that Light of Motoram is more like Monster Hunter when it comes to gameplay. We got a same level of scandal like this before, and you can say that it's like the time when Pocket Pair released their infamous Pal World game that made Nintendo so mad. So Sony's lawsuit gets hilariously detailed. One page zooms in on 5 leather cords draped over Aloy's shoulder, then circles the same 5 cords on Motoram's lead. They line up blue and red beads, feather charms, the works, identical down to the fluff. Sony calls this decorative trims, beads, fringes, wraps, and cords, and says they're protected trade dress. Gameplay. Motoram lifts Horizon's weapon wheel, orange weak point scanner, robotic T-Rex clones, you name it. Even the title font copies Horizon's sharp geometric strokes. Even gamers spotted it long before the lawyers showed up. Reddit slapped the teaser with the headline Horizon Zero Originality. TikTok called the new lead Aloy in deluxe skin. There are memes everywhere. By the way, if you like the video, then please consider supporting us by slamming that like so the algorithm knows this stuff matters. And if gaming is your jam, punch that subscribe button for more. Alright, back at it. So, Sony also says Motoram steals Horizon's lore beats. Their tribes tame rogue machines using primal core chips, which look an awful lot like Horizon's override gear. The devs brag about an open world twice the size of Forbidden West, but bigger doesn't hide copy and paste. What's Tencent's response? Radio silence. They quietly pulled the teaser hours after the lawsuit hit. No tweets, no press statement, just lawyer mode. Most clone fights end with a quiet settlement. Sony wants more. They're asking the court to block the game worldwide, full stop. If that happens, 2 years of Tencent's dev time go straight into the shredder. Worse, if Sony wins big, it sets a new bar. Every studio that likes borrowing could face harsher audits and fatter budgets just to pass legal. Copyright law doesn't protect gameplay mechanics like climbing, but it does shield a game's overall look and feel. Red-haired huntress in tribal sci-fi, fighting robo-beasts in rusty ruins, that combo might be unique enough for a judge to say, yeah, that's Horizon, nice try. Right now, Tencent's board has 3 options. One is to settle and cut Sony a fat check, swap out the beads, recolor the mechs, rename the game, roll credits. The second option is to fight and go to court. Argue fair use, risk leaked emails that spell out copy Aloy but cooler. And finally, scrap it. They need to eat the loss, reassign the devs, pretend Motoram never happened. The industry odds? Well, most people bet on option 1. Tencent hates drawn-out drama that scares investors. Meanwhile, Warframe and Path of Exile fans, we all should relax. Those games share zero DNA with Horizon. Unless Digital Extremes adds robo-giraffes wearing bead necklaces, Tenno are safe. Also remember, although Tencent owns Digital Extremes, having acquired Liu Technologies Holdings in December 2020, Digital Extremes stated that while they are now owned by Tencent, they will remain creatively independent and that there will be no changes to Warframe or how the studio operates. The same goes with grinding gear games. Tencent has acquired a majority stake in game developers, but they also stated that they will remain an independent company and there won't be any big changes to how we operate. The only problem, though, is that these games are associated with Tencent, and some who don't know the exact details might jump into conclusion that these games are no good also. Because, here's the real hurt for Tencent: reputation. They're already tagged for loot box shenanigans, data collection fears, and censorship worries. Now Horizon Clone joins the list. Artists might think twice before working there, partners could back off, and gamers, they never forget. One good meme will haunt Tencent for years. Sony, on the flip side, is guarding a flagship brand. Horizon has sold over 30 million copies, a PS5 remaster is out, and a Netflix show is rumored. Letting a look-alike roam free muddies all that future cash. If Sony lands an injunction, they crush the clone and send a warning. Try to copy our big guns, and your launch window goes up in smoke. This isn't just a court fight, it's a reality check on how our industry values originality. Sony poured 8 years and a mountain of money into Horizon. Tencent can afford a fine, but it can't buy goodwill once gamers decide they're copycats. If Sony wins, dev teams everywhere will think twice before reskinning last year's hit. If Tencent pays and moves on, the memes will keep the sting alive, and every new Tencent trailer will face the same question. Okay, but whose game did you clone this time? At the end of the day, players crave new ideas. Money funds projects, but passion keeps us logging in. Ignore that, and no stack of cash saves you.
We are with you always, as long as the world shall live.
May fortune find you.
I had this dream where a god that blessed brought destruction. So why can't human beings kill God?
5 times I erased you, yet still you won't silence up. How much more resurgence do you need, anyway?